Narcissists can't cope when empathy strikes back in a painful way. This morning, I'd like to talk about an interesting idea. The idea of a super empath and how their special skills can help show the fake image that narcissistic people carefully create. A great empath is someone who has put in a lot of time and worked to grow as a person. They have worked hard to become more self-aware, develop a strong sense of self-worth, and learn how to set healthy limits. They can welcome and accept the darker sides of human nature through this process of self-improvement. This makes them very good at spotting lies and manipulation. Because of these traits, super empaths are often called kryptonite to narcissists. But what is it about these people that lets them see through a narcissist's carefully constructed mask? Their strong instincts and deep knowledge of both themselves and others are the key. A lot of the time, super empaths have a very strong intuition that lets them pick up on small changes in someone's behavior or goals. Because they are more sensitive, they can tell when something isn't right, when someone's actions don't match up with what they say, or when their real intentions are hidden behind a thin layer of charm. People who are super empathic can see through a narcissist's mask because they know how to read their desire to control or manipulate others. Narcissists often use a variety of techniques to get people to do what they want and make up stories that help them. A great empath, on the other hand, can tell when these strategies are being used and can see through the lies and deception that narcissists use to keep up their false image. A lot of time has also been spent by super empaths working on themselves and setting strong limits that protect their emotional and mental health. Narcissists will have a hard time invading their personal space or getting them to play their part in their drama because of these limits. Super empaths know how valuable they are and have learnt not to put other people's needs before their own. In other words, they are less likely to get caught up in the chaos and mental turmoil that narcissistic people often cause. These people are aware that these kinds of relationships are bad for them, so they can keep their emotions in check and avoid getting caught in the narcissist's web of trickery. Super empaths can tell when someone is lying because they stay grounded and true to themselves. They don't easily give in to narcissists' attempts to control or trick them. Click the bell and subscribe buttons now if you want to learn more about this subject and be the first to know about new videos on this channel. This will make sure that you know whenever a new video is uploaded, so you can stay up to date on the latest conversations about this interesting topic. Now let's begin. This is what empaths who are really strong will do to beat narcissists. First, a super empath might wonder if the narcissist is telling the truth. A person with a lot of empathy can really feel the emptiness at the heart of a narcissist personality, even when they're just talking. Because they are so sensitive, they can tell when a narcissist isn't being real, even when they're putting on a well-made front. It's interesting that a narcissist's behavior affects everyone who comes in touch with them, not just people who seem weak or vulnerable. Most of the time, a narcissist will treat everyone like an object that can be managed or manipulated. People who are narcissists make up these fake identities to protect themselves from being judged or criticized. They make up a story about themselves that is often completely different from the truth. This helps them feel good about themselves and avoid facing their fears. But super empaths can tell right away that the narcissist has a skewed or false view of themselves, others, and the world around them. The empath can see through the narcissist's inflated sense of self and know that the narcissist's views are often very wrong. It's amazing how people with great empathy can see past a narcissist's bluster, superiority complex, and inflated sense of entitlement. They can somehow read the narcissist's mind and feel what they are feeling, like reading an open book. Narcissists often try to control people, but this skill makes them very hard to control. Super empaths are so aware that anyone trying to control or change their feelings or actions can't affect them at all. The super empath can tell almost right away when a narcissist is trying to control or bother them and can react with clarity and confidence. People who are super empaths are not fooled by narcissists' fake charm, efforts to look like other people to seem like they can relate, or claims that they have special knowledge or foresight. These strategies may seem reasonable to some, but someone with a lot of empathy can see right through them. For someone who is very sensitive, dealing with a narcissist can be downright gross and unsettling. The fakeness, the act of charm, and the manipulation are all painfully clear, and the super empath is deeply uncomfortable with the lies that are being told. So, because they can see through narcissists to their real selves, they are almost immune to the poison that these people try to spread. Second, one of the best things about being a super ability psychic is that they can spot a narcissist. Narcissists are known to lie about almost everything, and they often don't think twice about it. They do this to keep up their false story and protect their weak egos. People with super sensitivity, on the other hand, can see right through these lies and tricks, no matter how cleverly they are put together. Some people are very sensitive and can tell when something isn't quite right, like when someone is telling a lie, a half-truth, or an honest statement. Super empaths naturally pick up on small clues and changes in behavior and speech that don't make sense. This makes it very hard for narcissists to trick them. One of the best things about super empaths is that they are very aware of both themselves and the world around them. This dual awareness is helpful, especially when you need to make a choice or figure out how complicated social relationships work. Super empaths are less likely to be manipulated by narcissists because they have spent time building their own sense of self and learning about the world around them. People who aren't super empaths aren't swayed by the narcissist's idealized story of events like others might be. They don't believe the narcissist's unrealistically positive view of things. Instead, they base their decisions on what is true and honest, even though they know the narcissist is likely to lie. When the narcissist's manipulative strategies make others feel the same way they do, callous, self-centered, and predatory, their behavior is often the most upsetting. But because super empaths are so sensitive, this kind of behavior will turn them off, even if the narcissist tries to put those feelings onto them. Some people, called super empaths, can see through a narcissist's cruelty and are troubled by the lack of real compassion. They know that the narcissist's empathy is fake, cold, and only used when it suits their own wants, not because they care about other people. Someone with real, deep empathy, on the other hand, sees things as they really are and knows that this kind of emotional manipulation is not at all like real kindness. The kind of empathy that super empaths show is very different from what narcissists offer. It is caring, soothing, and real. The way a super empath interacts with others often shows that they have a deep understanding of their feelings, wants, and motivations. They can see through the many layers that people put on, whether to protect themselves or to fit in with society's standards. This lets them know what a person is really like. They can easily handle complicated social situations because they can see through people's masks and get to the inner truths behind them. For a narcissist, this means it's easy to peel back the layers of illusion and see the real, often troubled person underneath. The fact that super empath can understand others so deeply is what sets them apart from others and helps them deal with narcissists and avoid falling for their lies. Third, the rules they make are fair and easy to understand. That person will always be honest with their loved ones about what they can and cannot handle. Being in tune with themselves and having a deep understanding of who they are helps them stay calm and happy. They don't need other people's praise or validation to feel like they are important or have worth. Over time, they've built up an internalized sense of worth that isn't based on outside factors or other people's views. They have a strong sense of self-worth that helps them stay grounded and true to their limits, even when other people try to change them. A super empath will know right away if they are being forced or influenced into doing something they don't want to do. Their intuition is very sharp, so they can tell when someone is trying to force them to do something that goes against their morals or makes them feel uncomfortable. There is no room for confusion or doubt. They are very clear about when their lines are being crossed. When it comes to rules and limits, the super empath is set in stone and won't bend. They won't hesitate to enforce these limits when they need to. They are strong and sure of themselves enough to say no without fear or guilt. Another thing that makes this strong stance hard for narcissists is that they like to control and manipulate others, and they expect others to do what they say. Narcissists find it unacceptable when someone says no to what they want, and this can make them angry or frustrated because it throws off their carefully planned story. The super empath, on the other hand, doesn't give up easy. These people know how valuable they are and are sure they can stand up for themselves. But someone who has a strong sense of empathy, called hyperempathy, might find it hard to move on from these kinds of situations. Because they are emotionally sensitive, it's harder for them to separate from the bad things that have happened to them or the manipulation they've been through. They may end up internalizing the narcissist's behavior and feeling emotionally tired. Super empaths will always set clear limits. Hyperempaths, on the other hand, may feel the narcissist's influence more deeply and find it harder to get rid of the negative energy. If a narcissist keeps being manipulative after being told to stop or confronted, the super empath will step in to make sure their boundaries are observed. They will not let the narcissist push them around or scare them, and they will do something to stop them from hurting their feelings even more. The super empath can protect themselves from selfish harm in large part by taking this action. Not only do they need to say no, but they also need to keep saying no even when they feel pressured to do something else. This will help them feel emotionally safe and respect themselves. Let's talk for a moment before we move on to the next point. When did the last time you talked to a narcissist? In that case, I'd like to know if they have ever made you feel bad or upset. Have you ever gone through psychic healing? If so, was it for dealing with a narcissist or just for being an empath in general? Feel free to tell your story. If you've never had empathic healing before, please let me know what you're doing to get better as an empath and get your emotions back in order. Your experiences can help people who are going through the same problems. Fourth, people who are super empathic can really hurt narcissists' self-esteem. They can see through the narcissist's act of greatness to see how weak they really are. These people really understand what narcissists don't like about certain things. Because they are rightly angry, strong, and honest, they can call the narcissist out on their lies in a direct and effective way if they need to. Breaking through a narcissist's mask could have effects that last for a long time. People who are angry and self-aware empaths will not hurt others, unlike narcissists. They are sure of what they want and how to get it. They won't try to force the narcissist to give them something they don't need. As a warrior of light, they fight the narcissist by following their own moral compass and the lessons the world has taught them. An egotistical person has no chance of surviving around them because they are so honest. 5. They keep the narcissist from taking out their problems on the target. A narcissist is someone who is insecure and loves taking advantage of other people's weakness. Their minds are too busy to think about how they really feel. A super empath, on the other hand, will be able to quickly figure out what's going on because they are sure of who they are and what they believe. That's the reason why projection tricks won't work on them. They turn away because they're not interested. They are well aware that these assumptions are not true. These people can see through the narcissist's lies, like someone looking through a window that the narcissist is trying to make into an image of themselves. Their friends and family know that a narcissist has no real basis on which to judge their own lives. Narcissists, on the other hand, are very attached to the world they have made up for themselves. They don't know who they are because of this. So, how exactly do they describe other people? And how can they get such a good idea of someone they don't know? The super empath finds the narcissist's accusations funny because they know the narcissist is just being honest about who they are. This is the end of our conversation for the day. If you like it, please let us know what you think in the part below. Don't forget to join if you want to learn more about narcissism. See you in the next show. Until then, be careful and goodbye.